There's just no queen like a vegan queen.
Lovely. Marvellous.
Here we are.
Oh, we're all, hey, I hope we manage this time to do an high quality performance, but we can upload to the YouTubes.
I hope
Miasma.
so.
Do you know, because we had a kerfuffle last week, didn't we, darling?
Oh, it were a nightmare.
Nightmare?
Do you know what I mean? And how...
Nightmare?
Absolute... What a lurch to be found in.
We're a pile of crap. Hey now, hiya folk. I'm that there Gemini Andro from a distant galaxy. I'm a...
And I'm Miasma. T'other one. Sounds like she's from Lancashire, but she's actually from a nebula somewhere. There. Who knows?
Who can say?
Who can never be sure?
Now what's all this here malarkey here today now with these here costumes? Like I was looking at a pair of superheroes.
Costumes? I don't know what you mean. I just threw on what I found on my floor. Well,
you know where it is? We were having a chat earlier this week, me and our Miasma.
We were.
Just about the world in general, because it's tough at the moment.
It's tough at the top.
Are you alright, Miasma?
I am, love. I went a bit wonky there, love. I'm not going to lie. I was like that.
We were having a talk this week and we said, you know, if only there was such a thing as superheroes.
Yeah.
And then we thought, you know what? We should be our own superheroes.
Absolutely.
Now, stroke of luck would have it, my lovely neighbour Sally was having a sort out last week. She shouts over the fence, Gemini, I'm getting rid of a load of stuff. Do you want to have a look? Batgirl costume.
Amazing.
Well, now, here's why I chose. So, let's say Batwoman.
Oh yes, that's important.
Batwoman. Alright, so the reason I've took an affinity with the bats of the man variety is cause he's got no superpowers, really. You know, he's just a bloke. I mean, he has got some, but it's all.
It's all gadgets and that in it. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's about saving, you know, saving the world, and I like that. Plus, of course, every time he uses the toilet, when he's in the bat costume, he can legitimately sell it on as guano. Now I'm there because I need the money for Spa. I went the other night. They had a 3 for 2 on bread rolls, and I didn't have enough money. I was devastated. Beryl behind me, Gorham, pissed aside, laughing at me.
Fuming. What? She bought them for a cent?
All of them.
The selfish woman. And then brioche buns don't pay for themselves. Just tell people at home. Do you know what I mean?
I know.
All you're trying to do is have a breakfast of a morning. You can't even have that in 2020.
Do you know what? You know what, Miasma?
Go on, love.
I know it's unprecedented in these times, but there comes a time when you've got to reveal yourself.
I had no idea. I would have walked past you in the happy shopper and been none the wiser.
Do you know what I mean? I bet my face is all pockle marks and everything now.
Oh no, it looks very what's the word? You look very fresh-faced and youthful.
Do you know, and I went for this lovely hairstyle today because I thought, because I love the kind of 1950s superheroes. You know, and although there weren't many women around, I just thought, this is a 1950s hairstyle, Marilyn Monroe, with a curvy bat dress.
Marilyn Monroe would have been a brilliant superhero, wouldn't she? Could you? Oh, now look at this. This has stepped up another level now with a little handbag. That'd be brilliant, that, for just whacking your smalls in after a long night. I mean, going to the shop.
The only thing that separates us from the animals is our ability to accessorize.
There you go. That's your catchphrase.
And that's true. Actually, do you know it's not true? Because there are creatures and critters who do accessorize. What's that bird that shoves things in its tail? There's a bird a fancy bird who likes to show off to the girly birds, and he gets little plants and twigs and stuff, shoves them in his tail, prances around, does a little dance.
Can't relate to that at all. My name's Creeping Miasma, not David Attenborough.
Now, Miasma,
yes,
let's just get a little bit serious for a minute, because I know that people come to us for a chuckle, and we all need a chuckle in this day and age. But the part of the world that Miasma and myself live in at the moment, well, if any of you are from the UK, you're seeing that it's very much likely to be put in lockdown again. They're kind of doing it region by region, but it's looking like it needs to be the whole country, because cases are on the rise again. It's like the fear factor from right at the start of all this. And I just want to reassure everybody. I'm not speaking medically or otherwise. We've already got through some real crap. Mm-hmm. We've already got through it. Mm-hmm. We've got through it with each other, we've chatted, we've had a laugh, we've dealt with it. Mm-hmm. You know, we've picked up some new skills maybe in the kitchen, so maybe we'll pick up a few more. Yeah,
we've been there once, we can do it again, and what's more important is we don't have much choice.
No, our safety is of the paramount importance, really, isn't it?
I will say though that with that in mind, the government do need to. I don't know why I expect anything from them anymore. Well, I don't really, but oh look, see, she's doing reactions. We can put these in later when I say something controversial. But they need to step up, because if this is compulsory lockdown, whatever happens, they need to support the people who will not be able to work, or the industries will just die this time. They were hanging on by a thread last time. It's like, it will just go.
I recall seeing something on the news recently, Miasma, and I think it was something along the lines of that this whole thing thus far had cost the UK government, was it 3.5 billion?
Right.
And I was like, Jeff Bezos made that in a day.
Exactly. And how much
what's going on in this world? If it only cost the profit of one man one day, or let's be fair and say it was a week.
Yeah, just for the sake of argument, yeah.
To keep a whole country afloat. Mm-hmm. Let that register in your mind. I know people have tried to do it with visuals before, the difference between £1 million or dollars or yen or whatever, and 1,000, and $1 million, and that visual is $1 million and $1 billion.
Yeah.
We got there in the end. And it's incredible. Mm-hmm. It's incredible how much $1 billion actually is. But there are people on this planet right now making that per day, mm-hmm. because of tax exemptions and tax breaks set by governments, mm-hmm. to keep those people in their pocket.
Absolutely. And then, they've got people enabling them. You'll see people on the Twitter reading the tweets. You know what I meant. And, full on like, damn, you were only supposed to lick the boot, not eat the whole thing for a meal. They're like, they worked hard for that money, why shouldn't they have it? No, nobody becomes a billionaire by working hard on their own. You cannot reach that level without profiting on the graft of other people. It just doesn't happen.
Absolutely. And here's the thing, when people do say, if they've earned that money, blah, 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 alright, fair enough. Keep as much money as you need never to lift a finger again in your life, and it is impossible for one person in a lifetime to spend 1 billion even living a luxury lifestyle, unless of course they're buying land and hotels and different matter. But for one person to actually spend 1 billion on a luxury lifestyle, it would last way beyond their lifetime. That's what I think people need to get, is that concept. So when someone is earning 200 billion profit in a year, or in 6 months, or in 3 months, off the back of people who are on lockdown and now ordering from home because they're scared of going out, they should at least feel a sense of duty to say to, even if it's only for now, the Western governments of the world, although, you know, be kind and be worldly, I'm going to help you through this. I'm going to help people through this because they're giving me this money. The least I can do is give a bit back, and I'm not necessarily picking entirely on Jeff Bezos, because whatever it's called,
Jeffy B.
Because you know, there's a lot of people out there like this, Miasma, and this is. I was speaking to Paul last night. Apparently, he's doing a vlog this afternoon called something along the lines of what were it? It's something about kindness. You'll see.
Yeah.
It's we're all we're angry at each other, which is weird. You know, but everybody's blaming the government. It's the government that are dividing us. No, Beryl, it's the fact that you won't wear a mask and there's nothing wrong with you.
Yeah. You see
we
it
all
every
know
day.
one.
You see
We
it
all
every
know
day.
one.
And people
But
of the world,
what can
while
you
we're
do?
on that, while we're on that, when you get on your trains, when you go on your buses, when you get on your helicopters, don't worry to climb on and then sit on a table seat, round your chin like that. Done
Are you
my
listening
bit.
to her?
Done my bit. No. There's announcements what say you must wear a facial covering. And
She's having get on a trainer every day for go and do her business.
Every day, yeah. It's not easy, you know, standing on the corner of Stanley Street, swinging my handbag.
She's come off a train right now, Luke, and her lipstick's still perfect.
Look at this. Look at this.
Her
Look at my hands, though.
Her mask is foul on the inside, but at least she's wearing one.
Don't, it really is. I looked on it the other day and I was like, what's this? Coco the Clown? They were like a lipstick and a load of yellow. And I thought, that's my skin, that, and I'm not happy about it.
I've had to hand wash mine.
Yeah.
Apparently these ones Paul got us 360 Protex. They're nice, they're comfortable, they're a nice fabric and everything, and you can wash them up to 50 times or up to 60 temperatures. Well, 60 temperatures or over, which is apparently the temperature that kills stuff. But first time the other day I washed them through because you know, on inside I were like, what's this? Is my breath that colour?
Well, I was thinking at first, I was like, maybe it's a good thing, because actually maybe what it's doing is, you know, purging out my toxins and stuff like that. You know, like when you do like a scrub or something. I was like, if that's
like
come
a
off
silver
my
colloidal or
face,
something.
Yeah, I thought if that's come off my face, though, I'm really sorry to any gentleman that's had to spend an evening with me. Do you know what I mean? Their pillowcases the day after, could you imagine? An eyelash here, a bit of yellow.
Really. Awful miasma.
But
shocking to the nth degree, some might say.
Well, thank God I don't have to go to sleep with me. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, do you know I've not got around to watching that film yet. That I'm thinking of ending things.
Oh yes.
But Stuart's gone way beyond that now on his channel, hasn't he? With it, there's all sorts going on over there.
Oh, it's like a pandemonium.
Shove a link up. I'll shove a link up there in top corner. Nice link. It'll be to Stuart's channel. Go and have a look. Go and have a look over there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to watching that. But of course, because I'm still staying with Paul and Jason, you know.
Yeah.
They've been watching that. I should rest my breasts on the table. They've been watching that Mr. Robot.
Oh yeah.
Very good. Very good. Very complex.
What's the basic premise of that? Sorry.
It's about a hacker with pretty severe mental health issues, really, and I suppose multiple personality disorder.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, and it's about this quest to bring down, lovely idea really, to erase all the debt in the world.
Oh, I love that.
From the computers, you know, so that there's no debt anymore. But it's Rami Malek.
Oh, love him. He was in Bohemian Rhapsody, wasn't he, as well?
He's absolutely marvellous in Mr. Robot Miasma, absolutely marvellous. And then last night we watched the first episode of that Ratched.
Oh, the one. It's like the One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, like prequel, isn't it? With Nurse Thingybob, Nurse Ratched.
Oh, is that what she's from? One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah, she's the horrible nurse.
I've not seen it already.
Ah, right. Sorry, spoiler for there. Are you at home if you've not seen it? Well,
no, because I think it says quite clearly Miasma on the kind of bump for it. See the origin story. Now, I thought it was something to do with American Horror Story, so I'm glad you've clarified that, because you won't have only done that for me, you would have done that for other folk out there as well who were a bit confused. So very nice, lovely. I like that. We watched the first episode. It's very good. Oh,
isn't it? What's her face? Is it Cynthia Nixon? What used to be on Sex and the City?
She's in it, yeah. I feel terrible, really. I should know her name. She's a marvellous actress. The one she's been in American Horror Story, and she was also the sister in, what's that one called with Sandra Bullock, where if you look, they send you daft and horrible.
Oh, Bird Box.
She plays her sister in that.
Sarah Paulson, that's her name, I think.
She's very good.
She's a good actor.
In the car. Oh,
she's a good actor, that one.
Oh, she absolutely she is. To the nth degree. Yes. Marvellous.
Oh, yes.
You know, I don't know if you've noticed, I'm going to link to, did you know yesterday was Mindful Monday?
Well, I've been reading about this. I didn't know it at the time, but retrospectively.
Now we have to explain that to folks. See, we're filming on a Tuesday because we've got busyness coming up this week. Pair of us, individually. So we're filming on a Tuesday. You shall not see this till Thursday. But Paul and Jason did a lovely marked Mindful Monday with this little vlog. I'll put it up here. I'll do this. And then I can see, I remember. Put it up here. Where they found this lovely rock up at Duffstones and just went and had a sit and had an hour, you know, just sit and think and breathe and look at the beautiful scenery. And I watched it and I felt like I'd been there. That's nice. Do you know what I mean?
I like that, yeah, I like that a lot.
But it made me realise the importance of... because while all this is going on, it's very easy to feel trapped. If you're one of the ones who is lucky enough to work from home, or, you know, is a mother and therefore works at home all day by default. It's very easy to feel completely locked down, but it's very important to remember that probably in your locale there are nature walks or trails or little parks or a reservoir or places where you can just go, walk, think, and then get home, and there's not loads of crowds, and you're passing people very quickly that are there. So no need to wear a mask. Don't forget, it's only when you're indoors really, or when you're in crowded places. Even outdoors, I would wear one then.
What a lovely opportunity as well to, I know it sounds daft, but to exist somewhere where you don't have to pay to exist. Where does that normally happen? It doesn't. If you think about it, most of the places we go to, visit, etc., you have to pay to justify your presence there.
Absolutely. Now, I've watched Paul and Jeep, like I've linked that one vlog, but they've done like, they had a walk around Alexandra Park, and then they went to like a place called Grange Bar, and then they went to Castle Shaw, and then back to Dovestones, and they did Dovestones originally, and it's just like, you know, people talk about, we both live in concrete towns, you know, the Rochdale and the Oldham, but we're absolutely surrounded by beauty, absolutely surrounded by it. And whether it be a 15-minute walk or a 10-minute drive or a half an hour on a bus wearing a mask, you can get to these places and enjoy them. Like you say, Miasma, no cost.
No cost. Yeah, no, it's so important, you know, and we have to do, particularly, you know, I think a lot about if we do go back into a lockdown as well, those people, you know, who maybe live in flats or tower blocks, they don't have a garden or an outside space, you know, have a look round. I know it might be difficult more in some places than others, but have a look round and see where your local, you know, area is, or of natural beauty or nature.
Even if it's just a small park with just a little bit of green, and you can walk around it a few times. I think just that time in nature, breathing, looking, enjoying, not allowing yourself to think any negative thoughts, but just allowing yourself some time to congratulate yourself. Even I'm getting through this.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm managing to deal with this. I'm okay.
Yeah,
I'm a good person.
Yeah, we need to give ourselves the credit for that as well.
Absolutely.
You know, do our bit and then give yourself the credit. I think that's yeah.
It's very important.
Definitely, yeah. Absolutely.
And another recommendation I'd like to say is, if you need a cry, have one.
Oh yeah, have a big cry. It's such a purge. It's so important.
It's massively important, but you know, don't allow it to sink you. Just have your cry, get it out your system. Acknowledge that there's a lot of shit people in the world. There are. But never forget that there's a lot of good people. Was it Mr. Rogers who said, look for the helpers?
Absolutely.
There'll always be people trying to help. And it was Mr. Rogers' mum that told him that when he was a little boy, didn't she?
Well, there you go. Generational knowledge, you see.
Beautiful.
Passing it on. Pass it on. Pass it on. I'm trying to wrap my brain. Do you know what's really weird at the moment? So you know, like normally when we first started doing Frot the Fortnight together and so on and so forth, there seemed to be, and it's interesting this, a lot of sort of different news stories, didn't there? You know, like different events and so on and so forth. But I don't know, I mean, obviously you've noticed, but of late, everything seems to be more interconnected. You know, the things that we're hearing about, so it all sort of falls under the pandemic. Do you know what I mean? It's like...
Yeah, and you've got to... this is one of the bugbears about being a human being these days. Because, really, to stay informed about what is going on in the world, and the things that are being deemed important, and the things that they're trying to sweep under the carpet by making you have to look for them. But you have to, if you want to stay informed, you have to do that, and you have to choose sources that you wouldn't normally look at either. Now, I'll be honest with you, Miasma, I cannot stand Fox News.
Right, yeah.
But I keep my eye on what Fox News is reporting, because I know that Fox News represents a huge demographic in America. And they're sucking all that information up, however flawed I feel it may be, or however much of it actually can be proven to be wrong. I need to know that it's being said, because that is what's feeding people, and that's what people are reacting to. The media have a huge responsibility, and it is particularly in America, but I would say somewhat in the UK as well, very, very swayed by politics.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And you know, it just goes to show, doesn't it, as well, how, you know, oftentimes people say, oh, I'm bored of politics, mate, I don't want to hear about it. I'm like, darling, you don't have a choice. Politics is everything, whether you realise it or not. It will even influence how they report on the result of Strictly Come Dancing, depending on the political affiliation. Look at the whole furore with Britain's Got Talent. You know, again, with the Ashley Banjo, the Black Lives Matter dance and stuff, and the way that it was reported around, because Ofcom have said that they're not going to investigate, haven't they? And rightly so. Why should they?
Nothing to investigate.
Exactly. And also, what I loved about that as well was people whining that they weren't going to investigate. I'm like, no, you've mistaken. Just because you complain doesn't mean you get what you want. You can complain, by all means. Have your so-called free speech, which, again, sidebar reminder, does not exist as a law in British law, just so you're aware. It doesn't mean that you get a reversal.
Besides which, you've mentioned something else that's a bit of a bugbear of mine at the moment, miasma.
Go on, love.
Free speech.
Yes.
Free speech is fucking dangerous, really dangerous, because free speech allows hateful morons to incite other hateful morons to be hateful and moronic.
Yeah.
Freely.
Mm-hmm.
That's what freedom of speech does.
Mm-hmm. And yeah.
So, and I'm not saying we shouldn't have freedom of speech. I'm saying there's a big difference between free speech and hate speech.
Absolutely.
There's a big line in the middle, and you have to be careful which one you're standing up for.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, absolutely, and you know, have the freedom to say what you like. Don't think that it won't have consequences. Look at, you want to talk about cancel culture, which that doesn't exist. It's just people getting back what they deserve. Look at, you know, J.K. Tufflin at the moment. Massively satisfied to see though that everywhere they're selling a new book, it's all on half price. I'm like, people aren't buying it, are they? Which is gratifying. Thank you, British public. You know, she's not
Although,
cancelled.
can I jump in there? I have to say this, and this is in no way in any way supportive of J.K. Rowling, because she's anti-trans, point blank anti-trans, and how dare you be anti somebody?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? But I did read a review the other day, and it was actually a comment on one of the articles. Now, it could have been a TERF supporter, for all I know. You know, and I have to concede that. But from her picture and everything, she seemed like a very well-to-do, middle-class teacher.
Right.
And she kind of said, in fairness, I've read the book and it's actually really good. It deals with issues of sexuality, identity, and it kind of drives the point, apparently, it drives the point very hard how we accept more from people because of their standing. Like a footballer or a...
Yeah.
You know, and how... And I just thought, oh, okay. Now, here's a question. Now, this is a question, and I hope that people don't find this offensive, but I have wondered if JK has been hurt by a trans man or woman, personally.
Well, she has sort of come out and said that she has suffered abuse in the past, but again, that was from, as I understand it, a cisgendered man. Which is like, well, that's not what the thing is it? I don't know. I think you're absolutely right in what you say. I just think it's very sus that she started on this anti-trans thing, and then suddenly the villain in her latest book is a man dressed as a woman. It's
miasma.
It's poor taste.
Can we have a reset, my love?
Oh, of course we can. We're nearly on half out. Yeah.
Well, my camera's about to turn off. It'll just actually turn off in about 30 seconds.
I hope we don't get cut up.
Right.
Right. So.
There we go. I think we're alright now, love.
Yeah.
We've had a reset. We've tried doing our technology today with earpieces and everything, so I should be able to get 2 lovely pictures side by side and not that bloody awful Skype as it looks sometimes.
Oh, do you know what? I look like Janis Joplin post rhinoplasty. No offence to Janis Joplin. It's always up my nose.
Well, the thing is, we're on Skype, we're chatting on Skype, but we're both recording as well on other devices, and then Paul's going to edit it together for us at some point, so that's quite lovely.
Bless his heart.
Isn't it?
That is lovely.
That's kind of nice.
Mm.
So have you watched any good films? Read any good books? You know, have you done out that other people can access, perhaps?
Oh, I tell you what I have done,
Wow.
and it's a business recommendation as well.
Oh.
Because I did some research. So I was reading a book the other day called Sweet Mandarin, which is the story. It's by Helen C., who's a British Chinese lady, and it's about her family's history going back to her grandmother who came over from Hong Kong and set up a chippy in Middleton in Manchester. Since then, the generation's gone on. Her mother owned a business, and now she and her sisters have got a place called Sweet Mandarin in Manchester in the Northern Quarter, and they've launched a full vegan menu as well. Full vegan Chinese menu. Compelling story of what a poor grandmother, very resilient woman, went through to come. Well, she didn't, all of her life and so on and so forth, and generations, but beautiful. And I thought, isn't that nice? And that now they've got this gorgeous place in Manchester, which has won loads of awards and everything, and full vegan menu.
Amazing.
Good for them.
Amazing.
Yeah. So.
What's it called?
Sweet
the place?
Mandarin.
Sweet Mandarin.
Sweet Mandarin.
Have you been?
And that represents. I've not been, but I was thinking about it post all this.
Yeah.
Show
a bit more beat, Karen.
It's and it's meant to be sweet, as in like the Manc word for good, like sweet, and then Mandarin is a Chinese house. It's about the blending of the two cultures, which I think is a lovely idea.
Yeah, I love
that. It's gorgeous, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh well, something to look forward to after all this. Oh, I do have to mention as well. Now, I'm sorry, Miasma, I didn't clear this with you first, but I'm going to put a fundraiser in the description. A donate page. Many of you will know that Paul and Jason have a very deep love relationship with Kefalonia.
Yes.
And Kefalonia has just been ransacked by a cyclone.
Yes, of course.
It's absolutely terrible. Now, there is a place on the island called Doris Ark, A-R-K, and because of the name Doris, it's an animal shelter.
Oh, beautiful. And
they've had trees fall down. They've had some of the habitats for the dogs and cats be destroyed. And I watched a little update video the other day, and it just broke my heart because they struggle anyway. They really, really struggle to look after hurt and abused and homeless animals, dogs and cats, dozens of them at a time. And what they struggle even just to feed them. But when Jason and Paul went to see this place, and they had little beds and everything set out for them, and it was beautiful. So I'm going to put their donation page down there in the description. I understand that there are so many places on Kefalonia struggling, but this place is very special. The staff are wonderful. They already got hit hard a couple of years ago because of the death of a big donor. So yeah, if you can help in any way, just to help them get things back up and running so that the animals are sheltered and safe and fed.
Yeah. Oh, I certainly will be doing, love. When fundraiser goes up, I shall give a few bob.
Well, I'll just put I'll put a link to directly to the donate page of Doris Ark.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
And
lovely.
yeah, it's just, you know, they need some help, and it would be lovely to be able to help them. But the devastation in Kefalonia, it's dreadful to see some of these beautiful beaches and beachside little towns devastated. Piles of rocks
We can imagine.
and water and trees down and boats sunk. Awful.
What can you do, you know, other than help in any small way you can? Absolutely, yeah.
Can we just acknowledge as well, because a lot of people are still saying climate change isn't real. Here it is, this is it, right now in motion. All those hurricanes that have just been battering poor America. Climate change. And note how many there have been. The warmer it gets, the more there are. A cyclone hitting the Greek islands. More devastation there than the 2014 earthquake, which was bad enough. The earth, she's trying so hard, desperately, to tell us, I can't keep this up, I can't sustain this, I can't sustain what you're doing to me. Please stop, please think. Please think about what you can do.
Absolutely. I mean, even, you know, if that's too far away to visualise, look on your local level now. I mean, if you were, we are, I don't know about you. It's hot. It's like shorts and vest weather, and it's nearly October. That's not normal.
No.
So don't sit there and spill oat milk on my foot and tell me it's semen. No, why did I say that? I meant wee on my leg and tell me it's raining, and I've brought up semen, and I'm really sorry.
I liked it.
Don't tell me, oh, climate change isn't real. Well, it is. So pack it in, Bernard.
I think there are some people who've never even really looked into it. They've just chosen a side, and it's the one that they find easiest to defend.
Well, it's usually probably, I'm imagining, it's the one that means you don't have to make any changes in your life.
Yeah. Scary times we're living in. I think we as a race, the human race, have been revealed like never before. And it's, in some ways, Miasma, I find it really sad, and I'll tell you for why. Because we've been led here by the hand. We've been led into this place where putting the right Instagram picture means it's a good day. I quite like, there's a series on Amazon at the moment, and it's being put on weekly, and people are complaining about it, and I'm like, no, that's good, because we've all been, here's an entire series, you know, and people have binged, haven't they, and like, you know, took a couple of days and binged something. With nothing is telling us to slow down anymore. This is this situation, this is saying slow down.
Absolutely.
Enjoy where you're at. Enjoy things slowly. There's no rush. There's no rush, because as soon as you finish something, you'll be looking for the next thing, and then you'll and then you'll consume that. So just slow down, take a breath,
Totally.
enjoy.
Yeah, reassess, you know, you've got the time. It's like that thing that feels, and I get it, we all have it, but when you step back, like you said, go and sit on a rock and go, that thing that I think is really important, is it that important?
Yeah.
Is it really that world shifting? Because it probably isn't.
I've adopted a new mantra at the moment. Did I mention it last time we chatted? Eleanor Roosevelt.
A new man?
No, a new mantra. I think it was
gentle comedy scene.
I think it was Eleanor Roosevelt originally. I think, although RuPaul said it, but it's not his quote. What other people think about me, none of my business. Paul started saying it not so long back, and he's put it in my head now. And whenever somebody's horrible to me, or clearly doesn't like me, or tries to hurt me, now I think what you think about me is none of my business. Have at it.
Totally. Absolutely. You know, I'm living rent-free in your head.
I know. It's like, why are you obsessed with me?
Why are you so obsessed with me?
I think when somebody claims to be inherently good, which I know I do, you know, but I'm not always. I make mistakes, but I own them, I acknowledge them. People will try so hard to find a chink in the armour because they want their own weaknesses or angers justified. Aha, see, you got mad too.
Yeah.
That's my default. Really? My default is looking for nice things that make me smile.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. No, yeah, it's true. It's true that, you know, maybe spend a bit more time with yourself. You know, polish your own armour.
I think you have to. I think one of the biggest mistakes we make as human beings is not analysing ourselves as much as we do everyone else.
Gee.
You know, silly example. Sharon and Louise live next door to each other. Sharon sees for 3 weeks in a row Louise has had an Argos delivery. She's got a big massive telly, she's got a blah-da-da, she's got a da-da. So she's saying, bloody, she's on the bleeding benefits there, isn't she? Sponging off the system, getting all this new stuff. She doesn't know this woman works nights, slogs her ass off. She's getting this stuff to... Do you know what I mean? We're so quick to conclude what we know about other people, and yet we get so angry when people conclude things about us, and it's like, well, maybe you're giving off that impression. You might not be. They might just be an arsehole. But I guess what I'm saying is we're all always looking at each other critically. Make sure you do it in a mirror too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And you know what? If you do that, maybe you can have some durs as well, like Louise. She worked hard for them. It was just, sorry love, it was just funny. It's like, she's got a new telly, she's got a dur. She's got another dur. I'm like, I want some of these durs, what are they? But, good point well made.
I just,
you know?
It's this is what I was saying before about how people have been led by the hand there. We've had all this TV, like reality TV, competition, all these people competing against each other. Must be a winner, has to be a winner. The most beautiful's the winner. Being beautiful is the prize. That's the prize. Be beautiful. But all these messages constantly in your hand. What are people saying? Is anyone paying attention to me? I'm not being seen. What can I post? I do it.
Oh yeah, we all do it.
But it's just a kind of like it's taking a step back from it. Let yourself do this if you want to. If you want to do this, let yourself do this. But you're open then, aren't you?
Yeah.
And so,
again,
get a shield.
Speak as you like, but there are consequences. Sometimes they're positive, sometimes they're negative.
Yeah.
You know, absolutely. Yeah. What were I going to say, Karen? I'm going to say something then. It were right good.
God, all deep me again today. I'm sorry, love.
No, it's good. It's good. I like these little
These
little purges, little tete-a-tetes. What were it about? Oh, I can't remember now, and that's right. Oh, yeah. On that, all these shows, you see them all on the Netflix and on the YouTube, and I've gone right off them. Well, I don't really like them anyway. I'm not a huge fan of reality TV. I do watch some, but it's very specific series that I'll watch.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a fan of, like, Housewives or, like that, just because I think lately as well I've been like, isn't there a lot of vulgar displays of wealth and privilege that we're supposed to aspire to, and it makes me feel poorly.
But there's a lot of vulgar displays of beauty as well. Now, I'm not coming down.
Yeah.
I'm not coming down on beautiful people, because beauty to me starts on the inside. But
Yeah.
the way that the world is portrays that the only beauty is how you look to other people.
Yeah.
And that's not it. That's not it. Because that's a shallow thing. It's all well and good and pretty and everything. Oh, you're beautiful, but who are you on the inside? Does the inside match the outside? Because the older you get, the more you realise that to be true. And I understand, even a younger me might have heard an older person saying this and thought, oh, shut up. But it's so important.
Yeah.
Isn't it, Miasma?
Absolutely. As Betty White once said, you know, the older you get, the better you get, unless you're a banana.
So, this week's episode has been about owning your own superhero. If you don't have one, create one. Be your own superhero. Be your own best friend. Call yourself out when you know you need calling out. Be kinder. Be nicer. Enjoy the beautiful nature as near to you as you can find it.
Absolutely.
Be safe. Be careful. You know.
Please do.
All of that.
Because we love you. We love you.
And we want to get back to getting out there in the real world and doing us thing. It's all well and good sitting in a bathroom and at a bloody kitchen table, you know, doing the thing over Skype and then all the editing malarkey afterwards.
Yeah.
We don't want this. We're happy that we can do it rather than nothing.
Oh yeah, it's lovely.
But we don't want this. We won't be out there entertaining folk. Well, we can't with all this bloody schmarona-schmirus malarkey, can we? And if folk could just get a grip, we could get it under control.
Absolutely. For real this time.
You know.
Come on, Dennis. Dennis.
I'm going shopping me on a need basis.
Yeah.
You know. And
I don't even like this. I don't even like the supermarket at the moment. I'm just like, I get in, I get my stuff, I get out.
Yeah, well, I think you have to, don't you, to kind of feel safe and everything. It's I know, of course, it depends on the supermarket. I mean, some of these. That's another thing those vegan guys do: shopping vlogs. The Aldi's a bit funny. The Tesco's...
Yeah, mine is.
The Tesco's wasn't brilliant. The Sainsbury's is alright.
Okay.
I think people just seem to be more aware in there. Having been in the queue many times there, I've never seen anybody not use the hand sanitizer on the way in. Not one person.
That's very good.
Everybody does it.
That's good. Excellent.
It's like a collective responsibility. You know?
Yeah, good, and we do have collective responsibility, you know what I mean?
We do.
We are all in... We have to have... Well, we have to have... Again, there isn't an option. You know, this is one where you just have to do it.
Yeah.
You know, whether you agree with it or not is irrelevant. You have to.
You know, if it carries on like this, Miasma, I might go back. I might go back for a few weeks.
Really?
You know, me old star.
Yeah.
You've never been, have you?
I've not been, no. I need to see the motherland.
You should come with me. It's very nice. I mean, I'll have to do a little nick and a tuck in back of your neck to do with the breathing there. But should be fine. You know.
Yeah. No, I mean, I can put up with that.
You'll like the Ogloids.
Oh, will I?
Oh, they're a lovely folk. They took this mountainous region with a lot of caves and caverns. They dressed it up beautiful. Looks like an old Greek village, all white and pastels and everything. They're a beautiful race of people. You do know everyone's androgynous on the planet, don't you?
Oh yes.
Well, the Ogloids have no discernible sexuality or gender whatsoever. None.
You got any numbers for me?
They're a lovely folk. Lovely.
I shall look forward to that.
I know one. I've known him a long time. Probably. Oof. I mean, I wouldn't dare hazard a guess. For a long time, he's called. And he makes a smashing vegetarian pie. Well, vegetable pie. The vegetables up there, like you've never tried it. Anyway, we'll be boring folk with these stories of stars afar. Have you got anything wonderful you'd like to end with, my gorgeous daughter?
Just to say, echo you really. Be your own superhero and be a superhero for everyone at the same time. That's
and
what
then
I like
a
to say.
hero comes along with a strength to carry on, and you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive. Oh.
When you feel... Oh, I thought I was going to carry on.
Hey, you were free to, love. Yes, I'm going to go. Oh, look at this, look at this.
Oh, look at my hands, bunch of bananas.
It's been lovely chatting to you and catching up again. It's been lovely to try and put the world to rights, my love.
It has, and do you know what?
It's
the more
been
we've
a
done
long
it,
one.
and the more I've the more I've enjoyed how much I appreciate this bathroom. It's my new favourite room in the house. I do
It's
most of my
lovely.
best thinking in here.
It's smashing light. You can't knock it, miasma. You can't knock it. Look at that, backdrops and everything. She knows. She knows. Right, now then, we'll have to let you know, or maybe those vegan guys will let you know what it's going to be, because we've not discussed it. But we're doing a live, aren't we, in 2 weeks? So this is going up on Thursday, so 2 weeks today, we're doing an early evening live, aren't we?
We are. Where we're doing cooking. We're going to do a cookery class.
We're going to do us live. Her in her kitchen, me in my kitchen. We'll do it over StreamYard, so you can chat to us. Did we say 6 o'clock, Myaz?
I think we said 6, yeah. And
Right.
we'll get the deets, as she says. And so if you want to cook along, we'll put the ingredients. And
Mark the dates, my loves. Mark the dates.
Absolutely.
It'll be a laugh if it's now tells. Hey, Myaz, it's been lovely talking to you. My darling,
You and all,
please,
love.
please be careful on those trains, won't you?
I will, love. I will. I'll do my best. I'm moving away from folk every 5 minutes. I'm like, get back, you, get back.
Kind of have to, don't you? Yeah. Kind of have to, love. Right. We'll say goodbye and we'll see you in a fortnight. Only bleeding live.